This week in the Southern Discourse kitchen, we're making this quirky, crunchy Frito Corn Salad just in time for tailgate season. So let's get started. Frito Corn Salad is an absolute must make. It is my favorite kind of food, get together food. Anytime there's a backyard barbecue or a tailgate or a potluck, this dish is bound to show up. It is this wild and wonderful mix of like a dip plus a salad. I'm telling you, it is the best of both worlds and it just doesn't get any better. It's really great in the summertime when you've got fresh peppers and onions to use. I love to make it with fresh raw corn, but today we're going to use canned corn because it's not just a summertime dish. It is perfect for all those tailgates that you're going to host this fall. So let's get right into these ingredients. We've got some diced red bell pepper, diced green bell pepper, a little bit of purple onion. We've got grated sharp cheddar. We've got our whole kernel corn. And of course, we've got our Frito Corn Chips. Then we've got our ingredients for our dressing. A half a cup of sour cream, a half a cup of mayonnaise, some cumin chili powder, black pepper, and a little bit of lime juice. So to get started, we're going to mix our vegetables together. And we're going to use a large mixing bowl because when we've got to fold in our chips, at the end, we'll need a lot of room. So we've got green bell pepper, that red onion, and then the red bell pepper. And then we've got our drained canned corn. If you've got fresh corn that you've taken from the cob, you can just put it right in the bowl raw. It gives a nice sweet crunch to the salad. That's really delicious. So we're just gonna give our veggies a little toss. Now, if I was making this dish ahead of time, I could actually just stop here, cover this, and then move on to my salad dressing. Since we're gonna make it all at once, I'm gonna go ahead and add the cheese. This is 2 cups of grated sharp cheddar. And you guys know how I am about grating your own cheese. It's just better flavor, better texture. It's not been coated with that potato starch that keeps the bagged cheese from getting all pressed together. So it's just gonna be a lot more yummy. All right, at this stage, we're gonna let those peppers and onions get in there and flavor all of that good corn and the cheese. So we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna work on our dressing. Now this creamy dressing is really where some of that good Southwest flavor is gonna come in. We've got a half a cup of sour cream. You can substitute this with Greek yogurt if you want to, but the sour cream is nice and light. And then you've got a half a cup of mayonnaise. And then we're gonna add in these seasonings, that chili powder, that cumin, and that black pepper. We'll use our whisk to whisk it together. And for a nice bit of acidic freshness, you're gonna have half of lime. And we're just gonna put that juice in there. This really enhances the chili and the cumin and is going to give a great flavor to the dressing. So we've got our dressing all mixed up. You can see all of those nice seasonings in there. It's not going to be spicy. It's just going to have a really Southwest kind of smoky flavor. And we're going to put that dressing in there. I'm going to hold back just a little bit. You know the rule, we can always add more dressing, but we can't take it out. So we just add probably 3/4 at first. And then if we need the rest, we add the rest. All right, this is looking really good and mixed. So we're ready for our last step. Now for this last step, we're gonna fold in our Frito Corn Chips. You're gonna wanna fold your chips in right before you serve it. You're gonna wait as long as you can because you want these guys to be as crispy and as crunchy as they possibly can be. Now, I like to use the great big scoops size instead of the original Frito size because the bigger the chip, the longer they're gonna stay crunchy. And I also kind of like to eat this as a dip, so that makes it easier to do too. Some people even like to crumble up the Fritos and put them in there, but again, they're gonna get soggier faster. So for me, the scoops is the only way to go. So we're just gonna take a few at a time and we're gonna fold them into our salad. And when we do a little bit at a time, it makes it easier than trying to stir in everything at once. So we've mixed up our salad and I've got a little bit of dressing left over if we need it, but I think we're looking pretty good. And let's talk about some serving suggestions because we want your recipe not to just be a success in the kitchen, but to be a success all the way to the table, whether that be at a tailgate or at a backyard barbecue or just at your regular family dinner table or maybe game night. So one of the first things that you might notice is we've got two bowls here and I've mixed it in this great big bowl. This gives me a lot of room to move around, be messy, and not really worry about how much dressing or ingredients or things that I get on the side. And also I'm not cramped when I'm mixing or I'm folding. Then I've got the bowl I'm actually gonna serve it in. It's a little bit smaller than this bowl, and that's on purpose because when I put it in the bowl, I want to have a nice full appearance. I don't want it to be like way down here where you can't see it. I want there to look like there's plenty. That makes it look a lot more delicious and a lot more inviting. And if we have a little left over, we don't get it all in there, that's okay. When everybody's eating it up and it looks like there's not enough left, you can refill, and that's a surprise too. All right, so we're gonna put it in our serving bowl. So the last bit of tips and tricks I've got for this salad is if you want to add more flavor, you can always use the chili cheese Fritos. That amps up the spice and the Southwest flavor. I love sprinkling a little bit of tahini seasoning across the top. It's a little bit of color and just that extra punch of flavor. A little bit of chopped fresh cilantro is really pretty. If you're serving this at a tailgate or a barbecue where it has to sit for a while, what you might want to do is think about serving your chips on the side, and that way people can add their chips as they come, as much or as little as they like. You can really get into the dipping action. It's just a lot of fun and is a great way to keep the salad fresh for a long period of time. Fresh jalapenos, you can dice up a little bit of fresh jalapenos, add them in with your peppers and your other vegetables when you're mixing up your salad. That's a great way to add extra flavor too. It would also be one of those ingredients that you might want to offer on the side so guests could put their own in. If they like the spice, they can go for it. If they don't like the spice, they can skip it. This right here is gonna be your winning recipe this tailgate season. So if you like this recipe, don't forget to subscribe, not just to the YouTube channel, but to southerndiscourse.com, where I'm always cooking up the Southern comfort food that you know and love. Plus, you get my meal plans every week and my new series, Dinner with Friends. You're not gonna wanna miss out on that. From the kitchen to the table, I've got you covered.